Today on Critics Talk, we talking the return of John Rambo. School's back in session with Saved by the Bell.
And 'tis the season, new horror content to stream and reboot.
Stay tuned. Welcome to Critics Talk. I am one of your hosts, as always, Migz Miguel, joined by the one and only Klep.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Klep, how you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling good. Overwhelmed with all the content in the world.
Amen.
Streaming services and
we've been watching all this stuff, haven't we?
Listen, man, I'm double fisting right now, man.
Yo,
two at a time.
Pause. This guy, yo, you just got us explicit on whatever you're listening to. Make sure it's gonna be up there. But what up, Klep, man? How you been, brother?
I'm good, man. Just consuming.
It's been a little bit while since we've been out here over at the Critics Studio. Yo, it's looking real fresh up here.
The
Klep,
renovation is real. Wait till you guys see this, man.
I can't wait to show it off,
Yeah.
Klep. But today, we out here to talk some of these content that we've been consuming, like you mentioned. I know that you've been out in the movies. You watch a few things.
Yes, sir.
I've been slacking a little bit, Klep, and for that, I need to apologize to the critics out there. But don't worry, it's just because summer season is weaning off, so
This is gonna be a hibernation season for Migz. You're just gonna sit in the house and just hibernate and binge. That's it.
I've been on my video games grind too.
Okay.
It's been a little bit since I've been doing some of that. So that's taking a lot of my time. But nevertheless, we're here to talk about the Critics Talk. We talk about our movies and these TV shows we love.
Yes, sir.
Klep, let's get into it right away.
Okay.
I know you went to the theaters and you watched the return of the one and only Sylvester Stallone, bringing back the immortal John Rambo.
He's back.
He is back.
He is back.
Now, did he put a hurting on the Mexicans?
The hurtins
shit.
come in a large size serving.
Oh, yeah?
But I wasn't that impressed.
No?
I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hate it. I just felt that 5 movies going in right now. We're already 5 movies in. It's just a little awkward finding out more backstory about this guy that we knew nothing about. It was kind of cool to have the mysterious thing about John Rambo and the way that he was just so skilled and he had a lot of hate in his heart, but at the same time, it was like he was a product of his environment and things that he's gone through, post-traumatic stress, the war, coming home, and the way people treat soldiers. There was a heartfelt, real, genuine story about who he was, and not to mention that it came from a book that spawned a sequel that never existed.
Really?
Yeah, so the original First Blood is an actual novel.
Whoa.
And it was supposed to end on a dark note, but instead they changed the ending. If you get the original, you can still see the original ending. It's still on the DVD, where John Rambo actually commits suicide by accident.
Whoa.
But they didn't. They got rid of that and kept the ending with him walking off into the sunset. And then we got First Blood Part 2.
Klep, let's pretend I've been living under a rock for 30 years, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know who the hell John Rambo is.
Okay.
Explain that to me.
So John Rambo was a war vet who, like I said, basically was just a product of his environment. I mean, back in the day, we know that a lot of soldiers went through some serious shit, some serious trauma. I want to say Vietnam War.
Yeah, I want to say Vietnam as well.
My dad was in the Vietnam War, so
thank you for your service.
I've heard things. Excuse me. So he comes back. He's looking for a friend. He goes to visit a friend. This is First Blood, the very first one. He goes to visit a friend who he was in the war with, who then he finds out had died from Agent Orange. That kind of set him off. He was bummed out because it was literally the only friend he ever had. Some of his best friends were in the war with him.
Yeah.
And he comes back home and he has no one. So he ends up going through this rural town, on his travels. He's on foot. He's not bothering anyone. And he goes into this town and he kind of faces the kind of discrimination that, black folk or something, we would face.
Yeah. And the same discrimination that the war vets felt when they came back home, from Vietnam.
He was an outsider.
Right.
And they didn't know who he was. So he's being harassed by the actual town sheriff. He tells him to leave town, and he's like, I just want to get something to eat. And instead of leaving, he goes back into town as the cop is telling him to leave. So then the cop just finds a reason to arrest him. He has no reason to, but he just arrests him. During all of this, he's going through his flashbacks.
Full PTSD.
Snaps.
Oh.
Escapes out of custody.
Oh.
Then there's a manhunt, and he's in the woods taking these cops down one by one.
Holy crap.
It's not as violent or brutal as what the Rambo that we've gotten to know.
The Rambo that you probably just saw on the latest one.
Yeah.
Last
So,
Blood.
I mean, this one had taste. It was, it was just a guy just trying to survive. He didn't really kill anyone on purpose. I think one or two of the cops died, but by accident. But at the end of the day, they send in Colonel Trotman. I forget who's played by.
Klep, I gotta commend you, bro. Cause I remember that John Rambo was out there, killing dudes or whatever. But you know details, bro. So by the way, Klep's not looking at anything while he was reminiscing about all this.
I haven't seen this particular one in years.
Holy crap,
so
dude!
I just
super
remember
impressed.
It. So. Troutman, the colonel, is the only guy who knows Rambo. They send in the guy who's like, yeah, you better get a good supply of body bags if you gotta take this guy down. So now you're like, oh shit, Rambo about to fuck all y'all up. You about to leave him alone. And yeah, he's the only one that knows how to talk him down. He remembers him. At the end of the movie, Troutman and him are face to face, and he's trying to talk him down with the gun. Like I said, the original version. Troutman tries to reach for the gun. Rambo pulls away. The gun goes off, and then he ends up dying slowly. But they changed that, and he ends up talking him down. He walks him out. The movie ends. Then they spawn, I want to say, maybe 4 years later.
Yeah, there's been tons of sequels, right? You said this is the fifth one already?
So First Blood Part 2 is when Troutman is sent to find someone who can do a rescue mission on some soldiers who were left behind.
So who better to get than
Rambo.
John Rambo.
Exactly. So then we get a war story. This is a legit. He's back in war.
Yeah,
he's back
yeah.
over in Viet Cong. And
in Vietnam, yeah.
The twist was, I'm just gonna spoil this shit because if you ever
do
seen
it.
This shit,
it's been 30 years.
So the twist was it was a suicide mission, and Troutman didn't know this, but they sent Rambo in there expecting him to not get out.
Ooh.
So and then he ends up getting out.
Well, of course.
Killing everyone.
Because it's John Rambo.
And then he proceeds to take down the man who put him in this situation. And then, he walks off into the sunset again.
Okay.
And then we get 3, which is a revenge plot, which didn't need to happen, but it was still fucking cool to see Rambo back on the screen again.
Mm-hmm.
He was ripped as fuck because this was right after Rocky IV.
Okay,
and,
okay.
Troutman goes into a thing. Rambo turns down. He's like, I'm not going back in. My war's over. Troutman ends up going in and getting captured. And Rambo's like, fuck, I gotta
get my boy.
Get my boy Troutman out.
I'm gonna go get my boy.
So he goes back in. He fucking blows shit up, kills 100 people, and then Troutman's out.
And he survives.
And then the shit dies out. That's it. Rambo for how many years before?
For 20-something years before we got another sequel.
And then they brought this fucking stupid fucking sequel. That
it was just called Rambo.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's the one there was one not too long ago.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
That's the one that he was in the South Pacific and
he's on the boat.
He's on the boat, living amongst,
no plot whatsoever.
He's in the Philippines or something.
Yeah, no plot whatsoever.
And I just remember him mowing these dudes down with a 50 cal for no reason.
Literally just airing everyone out.
And
this movie is an hour and a half of him airing everybody out.
Yeah.
Behind a Gatling gun.
You said there was a lot of taste in the first one. There's no taste in that one that came out.
You don't want
Rambo.
any taste because the taste in your mouth will spew up on your lap if you want.
Blood. That's the taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I didn't like that one at all. It meant well. No, it didn't even mean well. Let me stop. I didn't like it at all.
It was straight up gore fest.
Yeah, it was an excuse just to bring the character back. And then they give us this one, the last Blast Blood.
The Last Blood.
Which, respectfully, I like what they were trying to do with the character. It has a lot more substance, but at the end of the day, we didn't need it.
Klep, it's called Last Blood. Do you see John Rambo coming back ever?
Honestly,
we never know, huh?
Honestly, it could happen.
It could happen.
No spoilers. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what happens at the end of this, but we honestly could say. And he didn't direct this one.
Okay.
He didn't direct it. Someone else directed it. He wrote it, but he didn't direct it. The story is very heartfelt and very heartbreaking. It meant well. I just feel like it's too little, too late. This is the Rambo we should have got maybe in part 2 or 3. Because for the longest, we didn't know that he had a family. We never
now
cared.
he has a niece.
We
right?
didn't care.
Yeah.
Did we care? I didn't care.
No, he was just a killing machine, dude.
Exactly. And, you understood his story. You understood where he was coming from. Now it's like they try to humanize him. And it's weird to see him in this subtle, calm mode to all of a sudden just snap and then go back in and just say, fuck the world. It's just... It doesn't work, but the story is very heartfelt and It's very heartbreaking and very relatable. And if you don't know Rambo, and this is the first Rambo that you learn, you may have more empathy for him than what anyone who grew up on Rambo would.
Right.
So I mean,
remember that ice cold killer.
Yeah, it just 80s movies just worked better when it was just a badass with no backstory.
And like a really dislikable bad guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He had to be like scum, like a guy that just wasn't trustworthy and just out for self, and and he always had to do something to put the hero in danger. Like that was the best. But this one, you get those type of villains.
It's like the villains this time around is what, the cartel, like a cartel down in Mexico.
It's more of like a human trafficking cartel. It just feels like a man out of time. That's all. It doesn't.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Klep.
Go ahead.
Rate this movie for the critics out there right now. How many X's would you drop it?
Surprisingly, I give it a 3.
Hey, listen, 3 is highly acceptable.
And I give it a 3 because 1, it's watchable. 2, the storyline is relatable to today. And 3,
is it fun?
Who doesn't like a revenge plot?
Is it fun?
Yeah, who doesn't like a revenge plot? I mean, you get to cheer for this maniac.
Should I feel bad for my Mexican brothers?
You should. Feel bad for all of them.
John Rambo.
Feel bad for all of them. I mean, there's a lot of shit that happens where you're like, y'all shouldn't have did that.
Damn, Rambo.
We
should have left you alone.
Yeah. But
Klep. So that's one badass that got brought back to a time of ours now, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about another badass that's on the return. It won't be the original Chuck Norris, but Walker Texas Ranger is making a comeback. That's right, people. Your favorite from the 90s, Klep, that cowboy with the mean roundhouse kick.
Oh, my God.
He's coming back, bro, to a TV near you. And I don't know about the star on this one, Klep.
Is he even, like, trained?
I don't think so. But, I'm talking about one of the Supernatural brothers. I believe his name's Jared Padalecki.
Is that the one with the long hair?
I don't know which one he is.
I don't watch that shit.
But, yeah, he's bringing it back. He's producing. He's starting as Walker Texas Ranger. What was Walker's?
It's CW show, is it?
I believe so.
Oh, my God. So this is going to be Walker's years in high school?
Well, look, if this has been doing his show.
Texas Ranger days?
For like... Walker, Texas Patrolman.
It's going to be called Walker, Texas Ranger, just walking.
Just walking.
Just learning
in high school.
Just learning to walk.
No, but listen, this dude, Padalecki, he's been doing his Supernatural show for like 12 years now, so he can't play a teenager.
Get
outta here with that.
Okay, so talk Texas Ranger the college years.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Texas A&T?
Yo, that'd be kind of great. He's rocking the school colors and everything.
Member?
Yo, is his boy gonna be there? You know how like Walker had like a sidekick?
Man. I don't know about this one, man. I don't know.
Listen, the CW has brought us a lot of great shows in the last few years, so I believe in them.
I don't know, man.
Now, if your boy Chuck Norris makes a cameo, maybe even has a small part in it, you think you'd be more inclined into maybe giving this show a shot?
If I hope they don't do like a uncle, nephew, son thing.
No, he's got to be Walker.
That's what I mean. But like lately, like they don't do like direct father son. Now they're like, yeah, it's my nephew, but he's named after me.
Yeah.
So he's like WJ Walker Jr.
Yo, so listen, if not CW, what would be a more appropriate house, a more appropriate maybe platform for this show? Where would you like to see it?
Where was the original? Wasn't it
I think
USA?
it was CBS.
Nah, Walker. I thought it was on like USA or some shit.
I think eventually it made its way there, but yeah, I think it was on like CBS at first. Maybe CBS All Access. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but no one's doing that.
No one's watching that. No one's going there.
I'm not streaming.
Listen, if you have a problem with streaming now, wait till we talk later, bro, because I got some news for you. But hey, listen, I would love to see this show maybe on a Netflix or something. You can watch, quick 8 episodes. It's got to be legit, though. Like, I want it to be dark. Like, this dude, like, Walker, like, he should be out there chasing Damn, I hate to do it again, but my aliens peoples out there, hopping the wall, Klep. I want a presidential decree from our president talking about let's send John Walker down to the frontier, see what happens. Maybe he'll stop all that illegal immigration.
Yeah, no.
This just got dark.
I don't want to see this.
No,
I don't care. Like those days are gone, man. You can't bring that magic back.
Hey, listen, his show Supernatural is over, so he's trying to find the next franchise.
About Supernatural though, let's do something creative and new. Colby Smolder's doing something creative and new.
Is she though? Because that show,
that's based on a graphic novel.
It looks like Jessica Jones light. And I haven't watched Stumptown, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's based on a graphic novel. At least it's an original story from a thing. It's not like recreation. I don't know, man. What's next? Xena?
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that, not one
Xena.
bit.
It's called Wonder Woman.
Oh, shoot. But we don't have a Wonder Woman.
Well, we had a Wonder Woman movie.
We have a Batwoman on the way.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't want to see it.
Yo, she's getting hushed, too, as a bad guy, bro.
They're giving hush to her?
They're giving hush to her. It's crazy. Yo, moving on, Klep. So we talked about that reboot. Now let's get into a whole sleuth of reboots coming now, Klep. I just want to run through them because there's too many to freaking even stop.
And I'll tell you which
number
one's the
one.
worst.
I don't know if it's a reboot right away, but it's definitely going to be coming. Nightmare on Elm Street. The rights to that franchise went back to the Wes Craven estate, which is great news for fans.
That's awesome. That's great. And you know what's funny about that thing? Because this is the prime example of, how far would you go to get your first movie made? Because before that, this is actually his second, because he did Last House on the Left, and before that he did like some like risque. He did like producer work on some like risque stuff.
Was he directing
like
Red Shoes Diaries?
Not kind of in that.
Holy
he was working with the guy who created Friday the 13th. So for him to put out Nightmare on Elm Street, which was his own baby, he had to give the rights to New Line. They pretty much owned that property for as long as he lived.
Shit, and they were still making. They made a reboot not too long ago,
luckily,
and they made all those crappy Freddy versus Jason movies.
I mean, I think we could say that they did the franchise well, better than most. I mean, yeah, we have the reboot, which sucked, and the Freddy versus Jason was probably, again, too little too late. I think if that movie would have came out 10 years earlier, it would have been the shit. But they waited way too long to do it.
I feel like this franchise needs to sit till, Robert Englund is gone, because
he's the only one that can do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if I don't want to see Freddy if it's not him.
Yeah.
So since I don't want to see him as Freddy, we should just bench it for a little bit and let some time pass and then make it fresh.
I wouldn't mind a reboot with him.
Really?
And him. Well, the good thing about it is
the makeup.
You'll never know how old he is.
Yeah, the makeup.
And he still can do the mannerisms. He still can do the voice. We've seen this guy at cons, all across our area. And I just think what they did in New Nightmare, how they made him more darker.
Yeah.
I think a reboot like that would be amazing.
You know what? Like, there's so many similarities to the way you could portray that character with the way we've seen Pennywise portrayed in the last few right? Because Pennywise is just trying to scare you, and it's the same thing Freddy always is trying to do.
I think they just need to get away from the jokey joke one-liners and just give us horror. Give us,
make him scary.
Yeah.
Make Freddy scary.
It's almost make Freddy scary. Oh, that's a good shirt. Yeah, Critix copyrights that.
I don't want nothing that sounds make anything great
Critix,
again.
You heard it here first. So if I see anybody with those shirts, we said it first. Make Freddy scary.
Freddy scary again.
Yeah, we can do everyone. Make Jason scary again. Make Freddy scary. We got that locked right here, guys. We're gonna get those shirts made for you. But no. I think it just toned down because they're so predictable now. Like we know exactly what's gonna happen, what's he gonna say, how he's gonna say it. Nah, we need a reboot completely.
Okay, Klep, moving on. So that's one. Now let's go to another messed up face killer that wields some weapons. I'm talking about Leatherface.
Oh, man.
Leatherface is said to be making a return with another reboot. to your favorite franchise, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
We have enough of those.
We have, and like, didn't we get a reboot not too long ago?
We got a reboot, and then we got a direct sequel to the original.
And we got a prequel. We get a sequel to the prequel?
So we got a reboot, we got a sequel, we got a prequel, then we got another prequel to that prequel, and then we got a
prequel to the sequel?
No,
yeah, because we got
no.
Leatherface. There was a movie called Leatherface.
Okay, so then that was a sequel to the prequel, and then before that we had the sequel to the original.
Wasn't there Texas Chainsaw 3D as well?
There was.
Holy
oh my god! Wait, I think no, that was the one that was the sequel to the original. The one with Trey Songz.
Oh man, that one sucked.
Yeah,
that was so bad.
That one was supposed to be a sequel to the direct 1975. Was it? 1975?
I don't know. Klep.
The original.
The one with all right. Right?
No, that was part 3.
That was a sequel.
That was part 3 to the original.
Klep, if there's a Freddy versus Jason, who do you want to see fight Leatherface?
No,
Leatherface versus.
No, absolutely
no. No, man, you need to give me a name, Klep. Gun to your head.
How about the fans?
Leatherface versus the fans.
And we killed that motherfucker.
Oh,
we say no more.
I say
Leatherface no more.
Leatherface versus Mike Myers. No?
Leatherface will whoop his
But
ass.
where are they gonna fight though? Where was Mike Myers based out of?
Haddonville.
Where's Haddonville? Like Maryland or something?
Haddonville, I think, was Connecticut.
CT?
I think it was.
So how are we gonna get this guy to Texas?
yeah.
Because Leatherface ain't traveling.
I think they should have just let Freddy fight everyone, because he's the only one that can
go from world
dreams.
to world.
Yeah, he's got the original Space Stone.
Yeah,
he has a gauntlet on his head.
He's actually the watcher of the Space Stones these days.
he could travel through dimensions.
Oh,
the quantum tunnel.
That's funny stuff, Klep, right there. So you said no reboot for no
yeah,
reboot for
I'm over that
Texas
shit. But there's
Chainsaw
way too many, bro. Like at this point, we don't even know which one we watched.
Yeah, I know.
If you told me to name each one with their star, I wouldn't be able.
What if we take the Texas out of it and we make it like Massachusetts Chainsaw Massacre?
We have them jump states.
Yeah, bro. Like just give me a new killer.
He's got to pay taxes.
Yo, that interstate tax.
Gotta pay tolls.
Kill you, bro. Tell me about it. Yo.
I don't know, man.
Shit.
I don't know if I want to see. I don't want to see another Chainsaw Man at all. Not now.
Yeah.
I feel it's way too many.
There is a lot.
There's a lot of.
There is a lot. It's
them.
hard to choose. And honestly, they're not even good.
I like the original reboot with Jessica Biel. I loved it.
Honestly, that one scared me, but I was a young boy.
Was dark.
I was a young boy.
It was dark.
I was a young boy. I went to the theaters.
I remember watching that and like, yo, they did this fucking well. It was dark.
Yeah, that scene where there was all the sheets hanging from the drying cords, and he just came and chopped the dude's legs off. Yeah. That was scary, bro.
That noise. Oh, how about the part when he like takes a guy and greases up the hooks, and then just drops the guy on the hooks?
Yeah. How about the part when he took the dude's face and then he chases with her boyfriend's face?
Yeah, the mustache.
Yeah, he's wearing that weird dude's face, man.
I think that guy was on 24.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He did that movie Skyline, that dude.
Yep, I remember that.
Let's move on, Klep. Klep, I know you've been watching some Marianne on Netflix. That's one of those horror shows that Netflix trying to introduce for the season, right?
Listen, yeah, this is one of those shows where like I listen to the people were talking. I mean, the internet was talking. You guys,
and what did they say?
If you guys are out, I'm pretty sure that you've heard that Marianne is probably one of the scariest shows since Haunting of Hill House.
Is it?
I'm 2 episodes in. I can admit I'm not that deep in, and I'm not that impressed.
Tell me what you think is happening.
It's a lot of creepy imagery, a lot of weirdness, a lot of put it like this. Remember the scene in It 2, Chapter 2, where the girl goes into the apartment and she's talking to the old lady?
Yes.
A lot of that kind of shit, where it's like, all right, now just doing weird.
It's unsettling.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Walking backwards, working like funny sideways shuffle.
So it's supposed to be. I'll give you the gist of it. This author who very popular. She's been writing about some lady named Marianne, who's one of her characters for a long time. You come to find out that Marianne was someone that she used to dream about in quotations or vision.
Yeah.
And since she's been writing about her, her dreams have been settled and she hasn't been having any issues. Now she's coming up on her last book, like Misery. She's killing off the character. It's done.
Love me that story.
Yeah, she's done with the character, but the character's not done with her.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
All right.
And,
so the nightmares return.
Yeah, and it means well, but right now it's not. I haven't been pulled in yet.
Yeah.
And it's dubbed. It's English dubbed. It's a German show.
It's a French show, I believe.
Is it French?
I thought it was French. It could be German.
Who knows? I just know it's English
It's
dubbed.
English dub, yeah.
Very easy to follow. You get that little old Japanese feel, but other than that, you can follow them. The voices don't really match the characters, so that's a little odd. Yeah, it's a little odd, but I don't like the main character.
Okay, Marianne.
No,
the author.
Yeah, Marianne's the character. The character in the book. I forget her name. I just really.
So she doesn't do it for you, huh?
She's all right.
Yeah. I myself been watching a Netflix show, but I think it premiered on either the CW or the CW streaming service or website or whatever they call it. It's called Two Sentences Horror Stories, and they're basically an anthology series where each episode's its own story. And they're very short. They're like bite-sized, 20 minutes, 22 minutes stories. And they're based off... The premise is the name of the show. It's a 2-sentence horror story. It starts with the first sentence at the beginning, and then that's your premise. It goes into it, and then like at the end, it reveals the last sentence, and it just ties everything together. And it's more like creepypasta, those type of stories you find on the internet that's supposed to like unsettle you, but not really. Like there's no jump out gore. There's no jump scares. It's just like very slow burn horror suspense type of stuff, and that's all right. I mean, you watch that if you want. It feels like a teenager's first horror story.
I feel like anthology is the only way that you can shock this new generation.
Yeah.
If it's too planned out, too story line, then people get lost in it and they're just like, that's not believable. But when you do some crazy shit like Black Mirror, scary stories, or even like this one that you're talking about, there's no rhyme or reason. Even the new Twilight Zone, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just creepy shit.
Yeah.
Then it's like people are like, oh, that's fucking scary. Like, you know what I mean? But I think this is the anthology era right now.
Absolutely.
It's back.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned the anthologies, because let's talk about one of our favorites when it comes to this season. That's right, American Horror Story is back. And the latest season is called 1984, which, if you can guess by the name of it, it's set all about the 1980s and the slasher tropes of horror, right? So the very first episode, I forget the name of it, but it's called Camp something. And it's kind of like a play on Camp Crystal Lake, right?
Yeah.
And it's your classic characters that you may have remember, right? So like you have the cool kid, you got like the slut, you have the good girl, you have the jock. So it's like all those tire tropes, but in a really fun way. Klep, I know you watched the very first episode. Did you like what you saw from 1984?
I actually did really, really enjoy this. So first of all, we're talking about 80s slasher. Best genre in horror that I could ever have been introduced to me.
You take this over Supernatural stuff?
I hate Supernatural storylines. I've never been a fan because it's just like, oh, look, over there, did you see it? Like, that's like watching Ghost Hunters, and they don't ever show you shit. So I am all about slasher horror. I feel like it's as scary as it gets. Like, who doesn't worry about someone breaking in their house at night, or someone being in the corner, hiding in the shadow when you're getting undressed and you don't know that they're already in your house? Like, that shit is scary. I love 80s slasher, and the way that they portrayed this and did this, I'm all for it. It brought me back the wardrobe, the talk, the location. The only thing I wasn't cool with was, why the fuck was the black guy always snorting coke?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I thought he was going to die right away. So I was like, I'm not even going to pay attention to this character.
Yeah, and you know what?
Because they're going to go with that. You know what I mean?
That would have been cool if they did that. Because to me, it would have been a nod.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're in sensitive times right now, and everybody probably would have bitched and complained, but we're talking about 1984 horror.
And the black guy usually dies first.
The black guy should have died first.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think he's going to get, off and free. I think he's going to die.
I missed last night's episode, so I don't don't know what
I
happened.
haven't watched it. I got to record it.
So if we're talking about this, guys, and the black guy has died, woo,
We called it.
yeah. Yeah, it's on DVR. I'm gonna go back and check it out probably later tonight. But yeah, no, I'm with it. The only thing I did not like, other than that drug shit, was the fact that we know who the killer is going in already.
See, but we think we know. We know that's a killer. I think there's something more there, and it has to be more.
More than one killer.
Bro, it has to be.
Listen,
that.
I'm not.
It would have been fun if we already knew who it was the whole time.
Yeah, like I kind of want. I was hoping it was gonna be like a mystery, like a Scream, like that real 80s horror where you just don't know who the killer is until the end, and then you realize it was fucking
one of the good
Emma
girls
Roberts
or something.
The whole time.
Yeah. So, Klep, I want to give the people a little Easter eggs that I caught on the very first episode. And like you said, what's scarier than somebody breaking into your house when you're there? That actually happens to one of the characters in the first episode. Right. And guess what? She is confronted by the Night Stalker, I think he calls himself, or the Night Stalker. Yo, that's based on a real life killer, somebody who was actually out there in the 1980s, jumping into people's windows and killing them. His name was Richard Ramirez. So. Oh,
he was a Spanish.
Yeah, he was. Oh
Latino.
shit, damn.
Latino,
and we don't have too many of those.
Yeah, there's not too many.
So
many.
man, like that's a real dude, and he looked like the actor, looked like the actual guy. Super scary looking fella.
And it was Camp Redwood.
Camp Redwood. Ooh, yo, Klep with his memory, bro. I like that.
So,
I like that.
No, listen. Yeah, that was kind of freaky. The first episode when it ended with him finding her at the camp. Creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
He said he'd find her.
Yeah, he did.
And he did.
He did. I think that the other killer's gonna take him down though.
Yeah.
What you called him? Mr. Jingles, right?
Mr. Jingles.
Yeah.
He had the keys. Yeah. At first, I thought it was Patrick Swayze's brother because I saw the keys on his hip, and I was like, "That's Mr. Jingles." And he got wasted.
Wait, that's Swayze's brother?
Yeah, you can't tell. Look at him.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
That guy looked just like him.
Klep, I want to touch real quick on something else I've been watching. And on Amazon, I'm watching the Meek Mill documentary, Free Meek. Man, it's kind of interesting how that came about.
So what are they talking about?
Bro, so they're basically following his entry into the criminal justice system, right? Since a kid, he got arrested because some cops say that he pulled out a gun on them because he did have a gun and he admitted to that. But he always denied that he pointed at them. Anyways, he goes to see a judge. It's the same judge he's had throughout all these years, and the same judge that's basically kept him in a probation system, and that's what led him to all his jail time, because it's basically just violation of probation each time. And again, it's actually it starts based on Meek's story, like his life, but then it kind of shifts into the justice system, this probation system. It gets really interesting. I haven't finished it. I still got 2-3 episodes to watch. But it's really well done. It's really well done, and if you got a chance, you should definitely look for it, especially if you're a fan of his music, because they go through everything, and he gets really vulnerable in it. Really? There's parts that he talks about the time with the Drake beef and Nicki Minaj and her leaving him, and how he was addicted to painkillers. Bro, it's not a good look for him. And the fact that he can sit there and put all this out there, man, that made me even a bigger fan of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been avoiding it. I mean, honestly, I was over the whole Meek Mill thing, but it's good that you'll learn a little something about the justice system and what he went through, because, I mean, realistically, there are a lot of people unfairly treated.
Oh yeah.
In the system itself.
And the only reason he's out, Klep, is because he has really rich friends.
Yeah.
Friends that probably threw millions of dollars at his case.
Yeah, one if it was Belichick, right?
Not
Belichick, I'm sorry.
And the dude from
Kraft.
And the owners of the 76ers too.
Wow.
He's one of his best friends.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? These dudes probably spend millions of dollars in order to get Meek Mill out of prison.
Well, there you have it, kids. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. You know,
yeah.
You have friends in high places who understand who you are and what you come from. That's why it's important to build those bridges.
Yeah, and for sure, take a look at this. If you got Amazon Prime, and it's a really dope series, and
Speaking of Amazon, I just got 2 Fire Sticks for $24.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys should jump on that if you need
they're
one.
doing a sale on the website because they got the new 4K one that dropped.
Woo!
Fire. It's only $34.
Fire
but
stick.
If you want to get yourself a Fire Stick, the last version is on sale for $24.
Oh. Klep, real quick before I forget, I got a couple more reboots to mention. Mortal Kombat reboot on the way. It's in production right now. What's up?
This is one of those movies that I really don't care about, but since it's coming, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Mortal Kombat. Yo, I saw that in the theaters.
I did too.
I was a young boy.
Downtown.
I was a young boy. So don't blame me for it, you know? I love that high techno, bro. That's what techno was techno,
You think
bro.
they'll bring it back?
They won't bring it back.
They're gonna turn to trap.
They don't got the gwebs to do it.
Mortal Kombat. It's gonna be trap.
Yo.
We're gonna have the Mortal Kombat trap.
It's gonna have a track by Wiz Khalifa. I don't know. Klep, and last but not least, we're talking about the return of the Bayside High Gang. That's right. The whole crew is coming back. Wait, do we know if the whole crew's coming back?
From what I heard, it's supposed to be a story that's going to follow Slater and Jessie.
Okay, and we might get a cameo from Zach and them?
We're definitely getting a cameo from Zach.
Okay, how about Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Is she Thiessen anymore? I don't think. I think she's just Tiffany Amber.
We might get Kelly in there. But you know what's so weird about this?
Because they're together, right? They got married.
No, see, here's the thing. See, they keep changing the timeline. Because, I was a diehard fan of Saved by the Bell. I have every season on DVD. So I could tell you that the only couple that got married ever was Zach and Kelly. Never any mention of Slater and Jessie getting together because when Zach and Kelly got married, Slater and Jessie weren't around each other.
Yeah, he was seeing that Kelly girl, not
it
Kelly.
Was another girl.
What was the girl from with the leather jacket from the college years? Tori. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was the school. That was high school. But then they had the college years.
And he was seeing another girl then.
Yeah, he was seeing another girl. Kelly never even showed up in the college years. It was only Lisa.
And
I think Kelly showed up like once.
Kelly did showed up because they did like they went on vacation or something to like Hawaii.
They got back together.
Yo, look at these grown ass men, like talking about some childish.
This is what we do. What we do because we
Saturday
remember this shit.
Saturday morning children's TV show.
So Kelly does come back, and then they end up getting married in Hawaii. But there was no sign of Jessie because Jessie wasn't around because the whole.
She went to a different school, dude.
Yeah, she went to the school of Hard Knocks. She went to the school of Hard Knocks where she learned to be a woman and dance on stage.
You better shake it on that pole, girl.
Water wave move, yo. I still want to learn that water wave move, yo.
That's that move Beyonce referenced to in her track a few years back.
All the single ladies. That's some reformation shit.
Klep, I'm super excited for Saved by the Bell coming back.
You don't even understand. And listen, we're going to have the opportunity to moderate a panel with these
guys
at the Rhode Island Comic Con. Critix Talk Podcast will be moderating Saved by the Bell. I think we're supposed to be talking to the one and only Zach Morris and Jessie Spano.
AC Slater? Mario Lopez?
Nah, I don't know about
Mario.
But Elizabeth Berkley and Paul Gosselaar.
Yo, are we gonna get? You think we gonna get Screech back in the loop? No way, right?
They hate that guy.
Yeah, so no Screech. Mr. Belding's still around and people like him.
Mr. Belding was at the last couple of. He was at not this last past con, but the one before.
Bro, people like him as a person. Yeah. Like every person I've seen talking about that dude loves him.
Mr. Belding is the man.
I could see him coming back. Oh shit. Klep, let's run real quick through some of these streaming services coming to a TV near you. And I do say some of them because there's more than a few, Klep.
Oh,
let's get into it real quick with Apple TV Plus. They released a whole slate of shows that are coming out exclusively to their platform. Shows like C, starring Jason Momoa. Another show, oh man, I forget her name. But it's called Dickinson.
As in Charles Dickinson?
As in like Jane Austen, right? What was like one of her characters? I don't know, something like that. I could be all wrong though.
So like,
but anyways, they got tons of shows, dude, and some of them look great.
So is this gonna be like, is there like live TV or anything?
No,
included?
This is on demand, kind of like Netflix, $4.99, yo.
What's the point? Is it all exclusive stuff?
It's all exclusive shows.
So nothing that we know about. Or
no, I think it's mostly new, and I'm sure they probably have like streaming rights to some shows.
That's what I mean. Like, there's got to be something
They
that
must.
entices me to like watch. I'm not gonna just watch exclusive content. Listen, I have a really, really bad problem with the fact that there's no repeat button and no constant television without the screen timing out. So I don't want to watch streaming episodes. I want to watch live TV that never times out on me, so I can have it in the background.
Right.
I want that, and no one can offer that. Not even Netflix.
Not even
Yes,
Netflix.
I'm still here, Netflix.
I don't care if it's been 3 episodes.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Klep, we got also NBC coming out with its own streaming service. It's called Peacock.
I can't say that without saying it like
Peacock. And so their big move is they took The Office off of Netflix. They also took Parks and Rec. They're making a bunch of new shows, including the aforementioned Saved by the Bell reboot. These are all exclusives coming to that. But they're also not having shows like Seinfeld, because guess what? Netflix picked that up. They also won't have shows like Friends, because why?
Netflix?
HBO Max picked that show.
HBO picked up Friends.
Yup.
Doesn't even make any sense.
But NBC's gonna have shows like Parks and Rec's gonna have Everybody Loves Raymond, and who else? I think HBO also picked up Big Bang Theory. So like that's where they think the
Seems
money
like-
is
yeah.
with these like classic sitcoms.
Instead of syndicating, they're just like repeat, letting you binge and repeat. You know what I was just thinking when you said that HBO picked up Friends?
Yeah.
I was never really a big Friends fan, but I watched the show if
Yeah.
it's on. I know the characters. I'm very familiar with it. I could go for like a more serious tone Friends.
A reboot.
And not a reboot, but more like a Sex and the City type of version of Friends. Like a little more grown up, a little more like serious, like real world shit.
Can we have like integration in the show?
Yeah, like I would like to see
Because that
them-
show was not integrated at all, bro.
I would like to see like the same cast, same guys, but more in a real world setting.
Okay, damn, they are a little old to be like out there single and shit.
But that's what I mean, in a more real world setting. I could listen in today's day and age.
I don't wanna see-
those women could be their age and be single.
Oh yeah, I get it, bro. But like, I don't want to
And the
see.
guys.
I
Let me
don't
just
want to
say-
see that crew back, bro.
I could do it.
I'm more interested. Remember that Jay-Z video he did a few years ago? It was like the Friends play. It was like a theme video. It was like with Issa Rae and a bunch of dudes. It was like an all black cast. But as Friends,
yeah.
I would much rather see that reimagining with like
Black Friends.
yeah, black. You don't have to call it that.
homies?
No, you call it Friends.
Call it the Amigos?
You don't have the Migos. No, you don't have to call it nothing different.
Amigas?
No, you don't have to call it nothing. You just call it Friends, and it's just like
Compadres?
a Latino cast, all black,
Compadres?
all Asian cast. I don't care, or all mixed cast. You know, like we could, like I said, I want it.
How fucked up with that?
Compadres.
Yo, we're doing a Friends reboot, all black cast called Homies.
Homies. You'd be like, I ain't watching
Wait a
that.
minute, hold on.
No,
They
but
did that.
But if they do
They
do that,
did that. Hold on.
no,
They did do
no,
that.
did they really?
It was called Girlfriends.
Oh,
Like 8 girlfriends.
yo, but listen, girlfriends. Don't quote me on this, but it might end up in this following streaming service.
Oh yeah, this one.
BET Plus. That's
there you
right.
go.
BET Black Entertainment Television is launching its own streaming service,
You know the game is gonna be on there.
and it's gonna be 24/7. The game. We're gonna get a whole lot of College Hill. We
Oh my God.
gonna get some Rap City, The Basement.
Oh, man.
What else you want to see on the BET?
Hits from the streets.
Ooh, hits will be good. Can we get some what was that? What was that fake Real World they had?
Oh my god, I do remember that.
What was it
Oh,
called?
wasn't it a college?
College something?
It was like a College Hill, something
College
like that.
Hill? Yeah, College
Something
Hill.
like that.
I want to see all seasons of College Hill.
Oh man.
I want to see every episode of 106
Does
and
that mean-
Park
Does
on
that mean
it.
that we can watch 24 hours, 7 days a week of Baby Boy? Because you know they show that shit anyways.
Guns and Butters. Shout out to Wade.
Butter. Won't get up on this little nigga.
Jody.
Yo.
Klep. Which one of these are you subscribing to, boy?
Listen, you didn't mention the one that I care about.
Talk to me.
The only one that
Talk
I care
to
about,
me.
which I've already pre-ordered.
Let me guess.
I've already pre-ordered it.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to send me my confirmation so that I can just start streaming on November 12th. I already pre-ordered it. I don't even have to worry about it. No, the card's already there. Take my money, Disney. Take it.
Now, did you do the combo with Hulu and?
It wasn't available. Only the $6.99 and the yearly one were available. So they're probably not going to run that.
Is it cheaper if I get it for the year?
It's like $70.
So yeah, a little cheaper, not much cheaper.
It's
Probably like $2 cheaper.
But $6.99, I'll never miss it. It's fine.
Yes.
I'll pay the monthly.
Cool. Klep, that's all I got for the critics this week.
Huh? That was very exhilarating.
Yeah,
I
man.
feel like we talked about a lot.
We talked a lot of horror movie because tis the season.
Yeah, we gotta. The next time we talk to the critics, we gotta give them a breakdown of what streaming services are coming and which ones they should probably invest in and which ones they should say kick rocks.
Ooh, I like that, Klep.
Yeah, so,
Klep, you want to leave them with a little something?
As always, we are Critics Talk, guys, and we want to make sure that you guys wake up, be passionate, create, repeat. We out.
Peace.